The append query is an action query that allows you to add records from one table to another. Now, it's not just willy-nilly where we can go ahead and add records like from the book project into the customer because, well, they don't have the same field names or the same data type. So in order for the append query to work, it has to have matching field names and data type. And for those fields that don't match, they'll be ignored, and only those fields that do match will be appended. So you can have a record that's missing data within certain fields because you don't have those fields with the same name for that field and data type in the other table that you want to add or append those records to. So let's go ahead and close out of here. So I've got my book project table, a total of 24 records, and I have in a separate table my new projects that we're working on producing. And of these right here, let's say that we have these three whose part numbers begin with 15 available for sale. So we can move those from what we're working on, or that's going to be new, over into the book project table. To do that, I want to create a query that says, well, just pull in from the new projects table these three whose part numbers begin with 15, and then convert that into a append query that when I run it, will take those and add them over into the book project table. Now I've got the exact same names and data types in both tables, so part number, book title, production cost, come over here, part number, book title, well, there's the production cost, there's the project manager. Do I have that over here? I'm sure I do. There we go, project manager. Okay, so they're not in the same order, but they're the exact same fields, same names, and data type. So let's go ahead and create a query by coming up here, click on the Create tab, go to the Queries group. We want to do it by design, click on that, opens it up. And we want the new project table because, double click to add it here, close out. We want to be able to add the fields down below into the grid and set a criteria that says only take those from the new projects table whose part numbers begin with 15 into the query, and then we convert that into an action query that again will update or add those, append them to the book project table. So what I want to do first, so I include all fields from the new projects table to be appended to the book project, is the asterisk. Double click on that, it adds everything there. Now what about my criteria that I only want those records whose part numbers begin with 15? Well, to do that, I have to add that as a separate field. Double click. And so below in the part number, let me go ahead and click in the criteria field there, and let's do 15 asterisks. So there's the wild card. So it has to begin with the number 15, but what comes after it, it doesn't matter, it's wild. Let's go ahead and hit the tab key, and let's take this for a test drive. Come up here, click on the View button, and there we go. It pulled in only those records from the new projects table whose part number begins with 15. And you can see we've got the name of the fields, so there's the part numbers, book title, production cost, all the fields, because that's what the asterisk does. But at the end, we get this funny name, field 0. Well, that's the one that we added in addition to all the other fields. So we have basically the part number listed twice. And because it's listed twice, the second time it's listed, it doesn't get a name. Unless, of course, you want to go back into the design view and change the caption and say, okay, this is part number, but I don't want to do that. And I'll show you in just a minute when I convert this to the append query. We're going to keep that from appending twice. I mean, we've got the part number listed twice, but we needed this to be able to set the criteria, right? So let's go ahead and go back to the design view, right click, design, and oh, you know what? We better save this first. Let's come up here and click on the save button. And since this is going to be an append query, my prefix is going to be Q for query and then APP for append. And then the name of the query, new books available. So go ahead and click Okie dokie, and it's right there. Now we haven't converted it yet, so it's still showing the icon as a select query, as you can see up here on the design tab in the query type group. But it's right there, the append to add. Let me go ahead and stretch this open because I don't like scrolly bars. And then to go ahead and do this, let's come up here, click on append, and then it says, okay, give us the table that you want to take the results here in this query to add them over into. We want to add them into the table, the book project. Go ahead and select that, click Okie dokie, and then down below it adds the Append To Row. So it's adding all the fields here because remember the asterisk includes all the fields to the book project. However, it's also going to add the part number here. Now the part number is already part of the asterisk, the all-inclusive, so I don't want to add it twice. Again, I just want to use it to set up the criteria. And so to prevent it from adding it twice, in the Append To Row, we'll do that one, but not this one. We'll just leave that blank. So that way we get the criteria, but we don't append the part number twice. Okay, let's go ahead and save this. So it'll update the icon from a select query to what we have selected here, the plus and the exclamation point. And you can see the exclamation points in all these, well, not all of them, but most of them, coincides with the exclamation point there, because these are action queries that when you want to perform an action and actually run them, well, you just match that up with the exclamation point in any of these, and that's what it does. It performs an action. Those are action queries. So let's go ahead and click Save, and it updates this. And again, to an exclamation point, that's an exclamation point. All action queries, but the plus sign means you want to add. And then, as we learned in the previous training video, the update is a pencil, so it's going to go ahead and scribble something to update it. In any case, let's focus on what we're doing here. Now to go ahead and run it, let's come up, click on the Run button, and it says you're about to add 3 rows. To where? Again, to our book project table that has a total of 24 records. When I say yes, it's done. Let's go to the book project table. Do I have 24 still? Yes. Where's the 3 records that has the part number beginning with 15? Well, because I have the book project table already open, I have to come up here and click refresh, and then, there we go, adds them right there, a total of 27 records. Otherwise, if I didn't have it open and I open it up now, after I did the append query, it would automatically show it and I wouldn't have to refresh it. Oh, that's fun. What about the new projects table? Did it delete it? No, it just made a copy of it or added a copy over into the book projects table. So if you want to get rid of it here, well, guess what? I've got the delete query in the next training video. And so if you want to delete them here, then, well, you can go ahead and just click in here and then come up here on the Home tab to the Records group, click on the Delete drop-down arrow and delete your records there. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel to get notified of the latest videos. And for great specials on my products, please see the description below this video.